Hey everyone, welcome to Amy Ulmer Yoga. I have a post-run sequence for you today, so you might want to grab a yoga strap and I'll meet you on your mat. So we will start on your back, reclined, and you can hug the knees into the chest and rock a little side to side. And then keep your right knee hugged in, set the left sole of the foot down, left knee bent, and just start to circle your right ankle a couple of times in one direction. And then switch directions with the circles. Breath is deep and even. Okay, and then you're either going to interlace your fingers behind your right thigh and try to straighten the leg, or you can take a strap around the ball of the foot and stretch the foot towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend the knee back in, either hugging the shin or drawing it in with the strap. And then as you inhale, you're going to send the leg back up. Exhale, we bend the right knee in. Inhale, we send the leg back up. And one more time, exhale, bend the knee in. And inhale, send the leg up. If you want to extend your left leg, you can. So if you've got it extended, keep the leg active and point the toes up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath. Good, and then release that side. And we'll keep both knees bent, and then hug the left knee in and start to circle the ankle in one direction. And then in the other direction. Good, and then you can either interlace fingers behind the left thigh and try to straighten the left leg as best you can, or if it's difficult to get the leg to straighten, take your strap around the ball of your left foot. And then as you exhale, draw the left knee in. You can either hug the shin or use your strap to kind of bring the knee in the direction of your head. And then you inhale, you send the leg back up. 2 more times with your breath. So as you exhale, you draw the knee in. And you inhale to extend the leg. Exhale, hug the knee in. And inhale, send the leg up. We'll pause here. And then if you would like, extend your right leg along the mat, keeping that right leg active and the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Sending your left thigh bone forward into the hamstring. Trying to keep the natural curves of your back, that inward curve of your low back. Okay, and then you can release that and hug the knees in again. Maybe rock a little side to side. And then we'll bring the left foot down and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your right foot. Send your right thigh forward, and if that's plenty, stay right here. If you want to take it deeper, thread your right hand through the keyhole, left hand behind your left thigh, interlacing fingers and drawing the left thigh in. And then you can rock a little bit side to side. Feels really good on the right outer hip. When I rock towards the left, it's a nice stretch. And then you bring the sole of the left foot down. See if you can catch the outer edge of your right foot with your right hand and draw the right knee down towards your armpit, like you're gonna stamp the ceiling with your foot. So this is half happy baby. If it's really difficult, grab your strap and take it around the ball of the foot or the arch of the foot. Or you can grab your ankle or your shin, whatever's available. And then if you want, you can extend your left leg out and use your left hand to kind of ground that left seat. Try to keep both seats evenly grounded. And take one more breath here. And then you're going to bring the right shin in on a diagonal. Your right arm's going to hug around your right thigh and shin connection. And then your left hand goes to your left around the pinky toe edge of your right foot. So you're kind of in a reclined pigeon pose. And then with your next exhale, you're going to peel your shoulders off the mat. You can hover your left leg. So just feel your low back widen. You're not trying to get up too high. You're feeling your core working a little bit and opening that right hip. Okay, and then release and hug both knees in. Can rock a little. And then the right sole of the foot comes down. You cross your left ankle just above your right thigh and you send your left thigh forward. And this may be plenty of a stretch. If you want to take it further, you can interlace fingers behind your right thigh. Keep your left foot flexed and let your right shin just relax. And then you can rock side to side a couple times, keeping the breath long, slow, deep, and even inhales and exhales. Softening the jaw. Not trying to push or force anything to happen. Okay. Go one more breath. And then the right sole of the foot comes down. You can either take hold of the outer edge of your left foot with your left hand, or you can take the strap around the foot and then it comes inside the left foot. So do what works for you, drawing that left knee down towards your left armpit. And then maybe extending that right leg if it's available. You can keep your right palm on top of the right thigh to ground both sitting bones. Take one more full cycle of breath. Good. And then left shin comes in. You hug it with your left hand. You take your right hand to the pinky toe edge of your right foot, and you just draw that in, shins on a diagonal like pigeon on your back. And then if you would like, you peel your shoulders up and you float your right leg. You keep the breath steady. And feeling your low back widen. Good, and then you can hug both knees in and rock a little bit. And then we'll just roll off to one side and come to a tabletop position. And you'll bring your hands a little forward of your shoulders, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back. Make your down dog kind of long, maybe a little longer than you think. If your hamstrings are tight, you can take your feet a little wider and bend your knees. Hands are about shoulder distance apart, spread wide. You're firming your forearms in and your outer arms in. Good, and then as you inhale, you're gonna bring the heels up, reach the tailbone towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, the heels sink down. And you just do that a couple times with your breath. You inhale and lift your heels, lift your sitting bones, and you exhale and descend the heels, not forcing them down. And then you inhale one more time. Lift your sitting bones, and then as you exhale, lower the heels. You can lower your knees. And we'll step the right foot forward to a lunge and interlace your fingers on top of your right thigh. And you can let the hips shift forward. You can pat up your back knee. If your back knee is sensitive, you can kind of hot dog fold your mat. Okay, and then bring the hands down and heel toe your right foot over so the hands are inside the right foot for lizard. If you'd like, you can tuck the toes and lift your back knee to take it a little deeper. If you're super flexible, you might lower your forearms onto blocks or the mat. Can shift a little bit back and forth or pulse the hips up and down. Good, and then pause, take one more breath. And then lower that back knee. Now your hands frame the front foot. You're scooching the foot more towards midline. Again, interlacing fingers on top of that right thigh. Seeing if you can catch with your left hand your left foot for a quad stretch. If not, you take that strap around your ankle and you gently bring it in. So if you get a cramp, just let go. Just gently draw it in. Take one more breath. 2 more breaths. Didn't seem long enough. And then try not to slingshot as you let go. Okay, and then just drag that right foot back. The left foot steps forward and you shift forward. Interlace your fingers on top of your left thigh. Just be here a moment. Feeling that stretch in your right psoas. Good, and then the hands come inside the left foot. You heel toe it over to the left. You might have to scoot your right knee back. Your hands come down and maybe you tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. You might shift back and forth or pulse the hips up and down. And then pause. You might lower onto your forearms onto blocks or down to the mat, but just don't force. You want to keep the breath steady. Good. And then lower the back knee. We'll come back up to that lunge. So you shimmy, you heel toe your left foot a little more towards midline. You interlace fingers on top of your left thigh. And you want to be not right on your patella, not right on your right knee. So you want to be like at the top of the thigh. See if you can catch right foot with right hand, but make sure the knee is not, that you're not having pain. And if you need to, just take your time to pad up your back knee. And if it's difficult to grab your right foot, grab your strap and take it around the foot, kind of keeping the foot flexed so you can hang on to, keep hanging on. Take one more breath. Good, then try not to slingshot. We'll drag that foot back. Tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. You might have to bring your hands down and stay there. This is a really hard one for runners, or for me at least. Maybe you're able to sit up tall. So you can do anything for one more breath. Okay, and then come forward and tap out your feet. My dog hates it when I do that. I don't know if you can hear her barking. Then you come onto your back and you hug the knees in. And then you take full happy baby. So you take hold of the outer edges of your feet and draw your knees down. Again, you can use a strap or grab your shins. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side. Okay, and then bring the knees in, arms out to a T, or you can cactus your arms. I'm just going to let your knees draw in and over to the right as you gaze left. Okay, then we'll gently come back to center and just shift over to the other side so the knees come in and they go over to the left. Your right arm is out to a T or cactus. You can place your left hand on top of the right thigh if you would like and gaze over the right shoulder. Okay, and then with your next inhale, gently come back to center. And you can extend the legs into Shavasana, or you can keep the knees bent if that's better on your low back, and just let your knees drop in if the knees are bent. Just take a moment for yourself here, honoring yourself for showing up to your mat. And I invite you to stay here as long as it serves you.